Hello everyone and welcome to Control Engineering and Programming Tutorials. In these tutorials we present real and applicable knowledge of control engineering, programming, machine learning, optimization, robotics, etc. In this video tutorial I explain how to download, install and use MinGW software development environment that can be used to compile and debug C++ as well C code files on Microsoft Windows machines. But before I start with the explanations, please allow me to explain the main motivation for creating this video tutorial. Namely, people and students often ask me the following question. What is the best and the most effective approach for learning C++ and C coding? And my answer is the following one. First, learn how to use the C++ compiler and debugger from command line. That is, go to the basics. Forget about Visual Studio, forget about VS Code, forget about all these fancy editors and start from scratch. In my humble opinion, one of the simplest and most compact C and C++ compilers is the GNU Compiler Collection or GCC. However, GCC is originally developed for Unix and Linux machines. Now, MinGW is a port, or better to say a version of GNU Compiler Collection that can be run on Windows machines. MinGW contains assembler and linker as well as a set of freely distributable Windows-specific header files and static import libraries. But before I finally start with explanations, I would like to mention the following. It took me a significant amount of time, energy, and planning to create this free video tutorial, as well as other free video tutorials that you can find on my YouTube channel. And consequently, I kindly ask you to press the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start. I found two websites that can be used to download MinGW. This is the first website. You can download the source file by clicking over here. I downloaded the file and I looked into the file and it looks like the last update is from 2013. On the other hand, I found another website. Here's the link. And here you can find a relatively more recent version of MinGW. Now, why is it important to download the most recent version of MinGW? Well, here's the reason. During the last 10-15 years, we have seen a number of C++ version standards. Most recent ones are C++ 17, C++ 20, and C++ 23. Consequently, in order to be able to write and compile modern C++ code files, it's very important to have an up-to-date compiler. Due to this, I strongly suggest you to download MinGW from this website. We have two options. We have this option or this option. I will choose this option since I have Git on my machine. If you don't have Git, you can download this option and you will also get Git with this option. Consequently, I will click on this file and I will save this file in my downloads folder. Here's my download folder and here's the file I downloaded. Let's double click on this file and let's see what will happen. I can see that this is actually self-extracting archive. Cool. Let's change the name. That is, let's set the folder name. I'll call this folder, for example, temp1.2. And let's click on extract. So after some time, you will see a folder over here. Here it is, it's already being formed, and I will explain you what to do next. Let's open this folder. I can see my source of MinGW. Here it is. Next, I will copy this folder and somewhere over here on my C drive, I will create a new folder. I will call this folder tool2. Then I will simply paste MinGW folder to this new folder. Here's our new MinGW folder. Let's explore this folder and let's try to find our compilers. Well, this is not a difficult task because the compilers are over here. Here they are. For us, the most interesting compilers are GCC and G++. Now, we need to tell to Windows the path to these compilers. That is the path to these executable files. To do that, I click on Start and I type environment. Then I click Edit the System Environment Variables, and over here I click on Environment Variables. Okay. We need to adjust the path. Consequently, I will click on Edit. And over here we need to create a new path. But before we create a new path, let's copy and paste the path to our compilers. So to do that, I will double click over here, I will do Ctrl C, then I will go back to my Edit Environment Variable window and I will click on New. Over here I will simply paste the path to my compilers and let's click on OK. Click again, OK, and let's verify that everything is correct. Click on Start and type CMD. To test our compiler, we will simply type GCC. Wow, perfect. Fatal error, no input files compilation terminated. Let's verify the path. Let's type where GCC and we can clearly see the correct path. Let's type where G++ and voila, here's the correct path. So far, so good. Let's now test our compiler. To do that, let's open a new command prompt. Again, let's type where G++, we should get the path, perfect. Let's go back to our C drive and let's create a folder, for example, called test. Let's go to that folder and over here, let's create our first C++ file. To do that, I will type notepad my first.cpp. Click on yes, and let's write a simple C++ code. First, we need to include input-output stream. Then, we need to specify that we are using the correct namespace, using namespace std. Then I will create my main function. Over here, I will return 0, nothing special. Right? And I will simply print a message. Cout my first CPP code compiled from the command line. Perfect. And let's end the line. Perfect. Save this file, close the notepad, and let's compile this file. To compile the file, we simply write G++, and we need to specify the source file. But before we do that, let's see the content of this folder. We can see over here my first CPP. Let's type GCC, my first CPP, and let's specify the executable name or the output name. The output name will be, let's say, my first code. Press enter, and we see a bunch of errors over here, and let's try to debug these errors. I deliberately created an error in order to illustrate to you a very important point. You cannot use GCC with this formulation to compile C++ code files. You will need several options over here. To make this video as short as possible, I will not explain these options. Instead, I will use the proper compiler that's much more easier to use and more convenient, and that's G++. Again, we need to specify the name of the file, the name of the source file, then the output, and the output is our executable file. Let's call it again my first code. And let's see what will happen. Aha, perfect. Let's see the content over here. I can see my executable file. So let's run this file by simply typing my first code. And let's see what will happen. Voila, we got the expected message. My first CPP code compiled from the command line. Okay, that would be all for today. I hope that you liked this video. If you like the videos I create, please press the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you very much and have a nice day.